Welcome back to the Vulnerability School podcast. This is probably the most humbling video I will ever record. I'm trying to be more consistent with the podcast, and today I had to go to Denver to get my passport expedited, and I did not have time to record my episode. If you listened to the last episode, you know that a lot is going on in my life. And I'm going to Bali, and so I had to go to Denver to get my passport expedited, all the things. I was like, you know what? I'm trying to be consistent with the podcast, and I am going to be consistent. Even if that means recording in a random corner in the Denver airport. So here we are. Yeah, crazy because next Wednesday I will literally be in Bali. So that's crazy. I'm so excited. Why am I literally so nervous right now? Literally, no one cares. And if they do, then that's their problem, right? Confidence is key. So, yeah, Valentine's was literally amazing. And also, I have the Vulnerability School community that we semi launched, but there's just been some things that we're trying to figure out. And I just want to make it like I always want to make everything perfect before I let it go. But and just some little tweaks that we're making, and we'll hopefully be live ASAP. I truly could just pretend that I'm on a Zoom call and I just have this light. I don't know. I'm cracking myself up. Anyways, today what I want to talk about is the victim mindset. This is such a theme in my life. The first time that I realized that I was playing the victim in my own life was in therapy. My therapist I was talking to her about all this stuff and woe is me, why did this happen to me, this. And she was like, Jenna, when are you going to stop playing the victim in your own life? And I was like, holy shit. And when I really let that hit, it completely changed my life. And now I think we all play the victim at different points in our life, but it is definitely like a theme in my life to remember that I do not want to be playing the victim. And a question that I continually ask myself, like, am I playing the victim? Guys, this is really so humbling, but it doesn't need to be. I'm just going to be more confident here. I'm just in the airport recording my little podcast episode, and it's totally fine. And okay, yeah, I'm not gonna play the victim right now. I'm not the victim. Zero victim mentality over here. So I feel like not playing the victim, it's not dismissing. Someone was just staring at me. Awkward. Okay, I'm cracking myself up. So I feel like the victim mindset kind of hits close to home for everyone because it's so easy to play the victim, and honestly, a lot of the times it's pretty valid. And before we get defensive or we're like, that's not me or these things, I really do feel like everyone plays the victim in different aspects of their life. I think it is such a natural human tendency that we have. And this isn't about dismissing what we've been through because your pain is real, your experiences are real, and maybe people hurt you or did things that were not okay. And life is not always fair. But there's a huge difference between acknowledging our struggles and letting them completely define us. Something that I like to continuously ask myself if I'm feeling stuck, if I'm not feeling motivated, if I'm just repeating the same cycles over and over again, or I'm just waiting for life to get easier. I try to ask myself, am I currently taking ownership over my own life, or am I just waiting for someone else to come save me? Because truly, we can take full accountability for our lives and we can fully figure out what we need to, and we can fully create our own reality. And whatever we're telling ourselves is going to become true. So, what is the motherfucking victim mindset? The victim mindset is believing that everything is happening to you. Every little thing is happening to you and nothing is happening for you. That you have no control over your own life, that things never go your way, that you're completely powerless to change your situation. It's the voice that tells us nothing ever goes my way. I'm always attracted to the wrong types of people, which I am so guilty of. People always take advantage of me. Life really does sometimes hit us with things that feel so funking unfair, whether it's trauma, heartbreak. Heartbreak is truly the absolute worst thing ever. Or setbacks, things we really didn't ask for and we truly didn't deserve. But when we stay in that continuous mindset of like life is unfair, nothing works out for me, it only keeps us stuck. And the truth is, and that I am discovering every single day, is that we truly have so much power over our lives. And the moment that we can start owning that power is when everything changes. And some signs that we're stuck in the victim mindset, maybe we don't even realize it. that I've noticed are kind of what I talked about at the beginning, but that you feel like life is happening to you, as if almost like the universe is out to get you, which really is such a valid feeling. And I felt that so many times. But it just gets to the point that we realize it's not personal and it's just life. And what really counts, what really matters, is how we respond to it. Another way that I've caught myself in the victim mindset is continuously complaining about things that I don't change. So venting about the same problem for months or years. Like in my case, I think dating people that just don't appreciate me. And it's almost like, I don't know, I feel like I could justify it and like they weren't that way in the beginning, but like once I do start seeing signs of like someone's mistreating me in the past, I haven't left. And that's for sure playing into the victim mindset because I'm not doing anything to change. Now I am. But in the past, I just let it go, let it go, let it go because it was so hard. Like it genuinely was so hard, but I was allowing it to be so funking hard. Another way that I catch myself or I've caught myself in the past is blaming everyone else for why you're unhappy, why I'm unhappy. Like constantly putting the accountability on someone else for the role that you're playing in your own life. Because truly, so many of these things are a choice. Like we choose to play the victim or we choose to step into our power and take accountability. That's not anybody else's problem. It's not anybody else's job that they need to be doing. That's fully our job. And I think maybe if you have a supportive partner, a supportive friend or parent, like that's awesome that they can support you in that and taking full ownership and accountability. But we don't want people that are never allowing us to do that or not pushing us to do that because that's just keeping us stuck. I think it's so, so crucial to ask ourselves, like, what role am I playing in this situation instead of just putting it on someone else? Also, if someone else is causing drama or causing pain, like you are allowing yourself to stay around them or stay at that job or stay in that relationship or whatever it is. Like maybe your boundaries are just not as strong as they need to be. A huge one that I've seen, and I kind of mentioned in therapy, is another way we can play the victim is completely letting our past define us. And again, I'll say like everything is so valid, especially like past traumas, heartbreaks, different things that we've experienced. It's so valid. And honestly, it's unfair sometimes. But we have to get to a point when we have to realize that yes, our past has shaped us, but it does not have to control us anymore. We can take the good, what we've learned. At some point, we have to stop almost carrying it like a weight and we need to start using it as fuel and to really push us into who we want to become. Because honestly, every heartbreak I've been through, every trial, every failed relationship, even friendship, or in my family, like I'm so grateful for all of it. And it has taught me so much. And it taught me so much once I could see the other side and like be like, okay, what can I learn from this instead of just playing the victim and sulking in my misery? And I always like to include a little analogy just to put it into perspective. So I want you to imagine that you are sitting in your car. You're in the driver's seat, the keys are in the ignition, and the gas tank is full. But instead of driving, you're just sitting there, frustrated and annoyed that you're not moving. And you blame the road for not moving under you. You start blaming your car for not driving itself, and you start looking at all the people speeding by like it's unfair and that you got the bad hand. But the reality is that you are the one that is not turning the key. You are the one that is choosing to stay parked. And the longer that you continue to wait for someone to come and drive for you, the more time you waste. No one is coming to save you. But that's truly the best news ever because it means that you get to save yourself. And I think self love, and I know it's so cheesy, self love, whatever, but truly falling in love with who you are and loving yourself in the ways that you want to be loved, I think is the deepest, most pure form of love. And I think it's the way that you are able to truly tap into who you want to become. So, how do we shift out of the victim mindset? And this is for me just as much as it may be for you. Something that I like to do is when I start catching myself saying, I can't because I will replace it in my mind with how can I? Because if we are always focused on what is stopping us, we are not even giving ourselves a chance to move forward. And that's really sad. So I would say first thing is reframing your narrative. Instead of I can't because, maybe think of a little shift in your perspective of how can I? And next, and honestly, maybe the most important in making this shift would be radical accountability. And not in the way of like people pleaser, like I do everything wrong, like I'm so sorry, it's my fault, da 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 da. But that everything is your responsibility. It's a tough truth, but I think it is one of the most important ones that we could ever learn. That if you do not like a situation, it is your responsibility to fix it. Another way we're able to make this shift is something that I really need to work on and I'm continuously working on is not waiting for the perfect time. Because life is truly never going to hand us the ideal moment to change. We're going to have to choose it again and again, even when it's scary and messy and uncomfortable. And what I love to touch on, I swear I touch on it in so many episodes because it is just one of my favorite truths, is that we have to start becoming comfortable with the uncomfortable. Growth necessarily usually is not that comfortable. But you know what's worse is waking up a year from now in the exact same place, doing the exact same things, complaining about the exact same story, and then wondering why nothing has changed. I think one of the most influential things in this entire process is truly that you become the people you surround yourself with. I know we hear that all the time, but I think sometimes we don't, at least in my own situation, I feel like in the past I have not thought hard enough about that because I completely become the people that I'm around. If I'm around people that are elevated and that are always trying to become better, like I'm fully in that mindset. And if I'm around people that are negative and not choosing themselves, I totally recognize that I stop choosing myself as much and that I become a little bit more pessimistic. So I would say if your circle enables your victim mindset, if they continuously let you stay stuck, if they just co sign all of your excuses, you probably need some new people in your life. It is so important to find the ones who push you, who believe in you, and who inspire you to take action and that call you to another level. And I say all of this because I had to learn it for myself and I'm continuously learning. But more than anything, is that you truly deserve to take your power back. You deserve to have full accountability over your life. You deserve to have full control over your life. And when you're not taking accountability and you're not respecting yourself, then someone else is in control of your life. Whether that's maybe your emotions or the person you're in a relationship with, or yeah, someone maybe that's treating you poorly. Like they're fully in control because you are allowing them to be in control. And if this episode made you uncomfortable, that's totally fine because growth is uncomfortable. But I want you to really, really hear me when I say this. You are not powerless, you are not broken, and you are not stuck unless you allow yourself to be. Your past does not define you. Your current situation does not define you. You get to decide today, right now, literally in this very moment, to take ownership over your own life. And I promise, swear on all things holy, that the moment you stop waiting for life to get easier and start choosing to get stronger, everything will shift. Because the universe or God or whatever it is, I truly believe honors you putting yourself first. Side note, I had a friend that shared a really cool point the other night. He said that I might butcher it, but this is kind of what I understood from it, is that like our higher selves or God, he said, is just like a different version of us that's just super elevated, that's like gone through every situation. And so when we pray to our higher selves or to God or to the universe, like they give us exactly what we need because they have been there. And I loved that because I feel like whatever is in control of all of this going on knows me and is the more that I trust in the plan of the universe or whatever it is, honestly, the more I'm able to move forward and to find peace in my life. And it's just so, so beautiful. Like even this trip to Bali or leaving that past relationship or doing my ketamine treatments. I'm like, everything has just worked out so beautifully. And I cannot deny that there's a little bit of magic out there, okay? A lot of bit of magic. And I do think there's so much power in believing that there's some magic out there. And I just want you to know and always remember that you are so much more capable than you have been led to believe. And I know this because I've been there and I'm continuously learning and growing and expanding in ways I never thought possible. I have had so many moments in my life where I never thought I'd get out of a cycle because they stem so deep from my childhood, from the way I was raised, from my first impressions of love. And I just really never thought I'd be able to break these things. And I truly just felt like life was just happening to me over and over again. until honestly, I just decided to make the shift. And the second I decided to truly take accountability and to take my power back, my entire life shifted. And I promise that yours can too. And I hope you know that I believe in you. And I'm always here. Please reach out if you need. And if this episode resonated with you, if you're ready to stop playing small and start choosing yourself, come join the Vulnerability is Cool community and keep watching out for it because we are all about healing, action, growth, and not staying stuck. And if you took something from this episode, please leave a little review. It would mean so much to me. Cheers to stopping playing the victim and to stepping into our power and to truly recognizing the power that has been with us all along. And I love you all so much. Thank you for tuning into my airport episode today. I got a little more confident as I went on, so that's good. And when people would walk by and look at me, I'd just smile. So that's good. I love you guys so much, and I'm so excited to see where life takes me and what's going to happen. And I've really just been going inward and focusing on myself and trying to build the very best relationship with myself. Something too that's helped me a little bit is every time I start feeling negative thoughts or anxiety, just make this little perspective shift and I will remind myself that I will repeat in my head over and over again. I am exactly where I am meant to be, and I'm not kidding. It has literally changed so much for me. Even sitting here, I should have done that. But like that little shift in your thoughts, like your thoughts truly do create your reality, and I believe that to my core. And just doing these little shifts. We also have the broadcast channel on the Jenna Jarvis Instagram. For some reason, I couldn't make it on Vulnerability is Cool, but I share daily affirmations on there to just kind of start your day off right. I always post them in the morning. So go join that. And those are all the things. I love you guys so much. If you're listening to this, you truly mean the world to me, and I'm so grateful. And you are giving me so much purpose. And I say these things in the name of vulnerability.